Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of News Plus brought to you from Plus Agency. This is a channel to summarize what has happened in the Sydney real estate market in the last week. If you're interested in this type of content, please make sure to subscribe to our channel and forward the information to your friends or families who may also be interested. Plus Agency is a boutique agency that's located in the heart of Chatswood. We deal with properties selling in Lower North Shore, Upper North Shore, CBD, and some of the eastern areas as well. If you are interested in this type of property, I want to secure you a beautiful home in the heart of beautiful metropolitan area of Sydney, please making sure you give us a call or pay us a visit at 418 Victoria Avenue, Chatswood. With no further ado, let's get this week News Plus started. The first thing is, as usual, a super hot Sydney auctions. In the West House needing roughly about $500,000 in renovation sells for $235,000 over the reserve price. It has a wood paneling on the kitchen walls, green bathroom fittings, and other hallmarks of the 1960s and 1970s. But St. Peter's House was pulled family into 2022 with a price close to 1.5 at the auction. It was the first time dated and tired looking 2-bedroom semi on Good Sale Street was up for sale in close to about 70 years, and the seller, who had lived there most of her life, was reported to be over the moon. The $1.485 million price point was about $235,000 over the reserve price, well above the early feedback from the interest buyer, who have indicated value for only between $1.1 million to about $1.2 million. By taking a look at this particular property, it's just really old sort of style semi-home. It's not very wide. It doesn't have a really big lounge. It doesn't have the beauty of the traditional Sydney in the West living. However, because the shorter is the market and the crazy Sydney real estate market, people still wanted to get in early to secure themselves a home. About 600 property was scheduled to go under hammer across Sydney this week, the most of any capital. It was also an 81.9% increase on the number of auctions held last week. The success rate for the smaller number of auctions held last week was 66%. Alright, next one. Sydney home prices could soon peak, but house hunters shouldn't expect a flurry of bargains. Bargain hunters have been warned not to bank on a major correction in the housing market. One of the country's top property research groups revealed Sydney home prices were unlikely to plummet once the market peaked, and the minor falls over a longer period were a more affordable outcome. Price drops has been a major source of speculations in the market, following a year of rise that saw prices skyrocketing at a fast rate since the late 1980s. The CoreLogic director of research Tim Lawless said there was no housing bubble despite the massive increase. He explained the price could peak soon before dropping, but there was no prediction of a collapse in pricing during previous downturns in the market. For anyone who are looking to get a bargain in this market, probably that's not going to happen for a long time. Sydney's median house price is now nearly $1.4 million. The last time Sydney prices fall was between 2017 and 2019. It was just very unstable politically. The interest rate wasn't dropped to this point. There was no pandemic. After all of that, asset values start to go up. We'll see how it go in the price dropping prediction, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen very soon. Even when it was dropped a little bit, a correction a little bit, it wasn't a massive amount where everybody was talking about anyway. Okay, going back to Bronte, Deborah Hutton sets up a $5.6 million oceanfront as Bronte buyers is reviewed. So this media personality, Deborah Hutton, has definitely been popular. She snapped up an oceanfront home south of Sydney. The buyer of her stunning Bronte residence can be reviewed. Upon the property record shows, Hutton bought an absolutely waterfront property near Cordell, North Wollongong, for $5.6 million last October. Rental home looks so priceless, and renovation project she was seeking a 3-bedroom cottage on a 1,048 square meter block with 180 degrees view of the Pacific Ocean. This is definitely something that she will deserve, and also on the other way, it was a very good sale for her Bronte home at number 4 Pegram Street, Bronte as well, and that was sold in December 2017 for $10 million. It's just got a stylish interior as you would have expected. Alright, Balmain East. This is crazy. Balmain East, Ross easily smashes the real estate record in that particular section with $19 million sale. The west side of Sydney CBD, no one would have actually thought that, a price for more than $19 million, which the eastern suburb price would have been in Balmain, but it just happened. The landmark Gothic Reveal Mansion, Ross Easy, has sold for more than $19 million, securing the highest price ever achieved on the Balmain Peninsula. This is a beautiful 7-bedroom, 6-bathroom property. The location is 24 Pearson Street in Balmain East, smashing the Balmain Peninsula existing sale record by more than $4 million. A record period is held by a premium waterfront address, where this one is not even that. This property was bought for only $1.6 million back in 2008, and it was in ruins, and now it was completely restored, at a cost for more than $10 million to rebuild this thing, but the end result is justified. This property is just beautiful. The interior is stunning. The wow factor is pretty much everywhere. Magnificent property. Sydney appreciates that the property that have got its character, the property in a convenient location. So now even in the western area of Sydney CBD, the prices are now nearly $20 million. We'll see how we go from there. The former Miss Universe Australia, Jacinta Franklin, enjoys model investment return in Mossman. This beautiful girl, model and influencer, Jacinta Franklin, the wife of Buddy Franklin, who probably is one of the best football players ever, has sold the Mossman investment apartment she bought 2 years after being crowned Miss Universe Australia. She pocketed just well over $1 million through the local agent Adam Warren, who has given a $1 million to $1.1 million price guide. She bought the property back in 2012 for only $605,000. And it has always been a rental. It does have a size, 107 square meter of space with access of above street. Has a living room, 2 very large bedrooms, built-in wardrobe, plus a sunroom. It is a good room. It's got a really good size. The return is really, really good. So think about apartment use. This will probably show you something. So she's not just the looks, but also she's got a beautiful marriage as well as a smart mind of investment. Next one is Sydney house and unit prices forecast to grow as RBA cash rate holds for February. There's been a rumor around there that the interest rate is going to go up. Sydney house price will likely grow further in 2022 due to supply chain issues and staffing shortages in the construction industry, Finder survey has found. However, people think, if the interest rate goes up, it's probably gonna hurt the market. Well, at least the RBA has announced in February there will be no interest rate increment on this one. The independent economist Saul Aslick said a rate rise ahead of the RBA's periods forward guidance seems profitable. RBA Executive Manager Economist Research Cameron Kasher said he thought the RBA would take a slow approach to hiking rates. Resmac Chef Financial Officer Jason said don't expect both inflation and wage growth to remain sustainability in targeting ranges. Next one, Sydney home prices continue to slow over January as affordability challenge bite. Sydney home prices increased at a slower pace last month as the once booming market continued to cool. However, the home values each up by an average 0.6% still over January, one of the slowest rate, even though of growing amounts, the capitals and half the rate growth in value across the country as a whole. Nationally, housing price increased by 1.1%, with Brisbane and Adelaide recording a 2.3 and 2.2% over the month, respectively, according to College's Homes Value Index released on Tuesday. Sydney's more moderate rises continue a trend of slowing growths in Australia's largest cities. The price has just been crazy. Mounting affordability challenges were also pushing many buyers out of the market. The median prices for Sydney houses close to $1.4 million already, and the median unit prices is $835,000, which is quite high compared to what it was before. However, the house prices are extremely higher. Where the unit price is still okay. Down the track, we'll see how it goes. A lot of experts saying apartments going to come back in fashion because the price gap between the apartments and houses is just way too big. We're gonna see how we take it from there. Again, the researcher, director in Ecology Group, Tim Lawless, said Sydney prices were now unaffordable for considerable proportion of would-be home buyers, and many were renting instead of all abandoning their plan to buy. But it really depends on where you're buying. I think a lot of people are really still trying to get into the market as well. Prop Talk director of economy research and reporter author Cameron Kusher said again, the prices were likely to peak in the late 2022 or early 2023 depending on a potential cash rate rise. Let's take a look at the last one. Like planning for gold, land shortages, soaring prices force block buyers to take drastic steps. This guy has reported to be lining up in a house land release and trying to buy a piece of land to build his own home. After 2 years researches, he was there very, very early in the morning and still wasn't able to get the block that he's interested in. This is just a snapshot of majority of the owners or buyers in the market. Even though it said the price is slowing down, when it comes down to individual blocks in distant area at very affordable prices, people are still lining up to get it. The buyer said every estate we went to had a better system because there would be something like 500 buyers for only about 50 blocks. You had to be lucky. It's first come first serve system, and a lot of people are willing to camp multiple nights outside the new land release to be the first in the queue. He arrived by early, means 3 o'clock in the morning or 3 a.m. in the night, whatever you like to call it, to get in the line, but it was too late already because there were hundreds in front of him and only 50 to 60 lots. Some of the people has been camped there for 2 days already. Giving a price indication about what happened now, median block prices in the regional areas are going as follow. Central Coast, $515,000. Outer Southwest, $520,000. Southwest is about $535,000. Outer West and Blue Mountain area, $549,000. Coming to close to Sydney CBD, Blacktown, $605,000. Hills and Hawkesbury, $895,000. Parramatta is already way over. Just a block of land is $1.22 million in the median prices. Sutherland, 1.32. Northern Beach is 1.38. North Shore is at a whopping $1.68 million, and the Greater Sydney is $575,000. That's it for all the news of this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. I would like to see you next week. This is Peter Lee. Thank you.